American people have arrived from right around the world. Elizabeth Palmer reports now from Moscow.
Overnight, visibly shocked and grieving Russians placed flowers and messages of support outside the American embassy in Moscow. We remember the terrorist bombings of apartment buildings here, says Anya, and we know the fear people feel when they aren't even safe in their own homes. When I first saw the pictures, I couldn't believe my eyes, said Edouard. I thought I was watching a science fiction movie. Shortly after the first plane crashed, Russia's Security Council met in emergency session. The national militia has been put on alert, and airspace over Moscow and St. Petersburg has been closed. President Vladimir Putin spoke on Russian television to express his sympathy and his outrage. This goes beyond the United States' national borders, he said. It's a wanton act of contempt against all humanity. I want to tell the American people on behalf of Russia, we are with you. We share and feel your pain. We support you. Coverage of the unfolding tragedy was carried live in special programming on Russian television most of the day. Newspaper sales were brisk as Russians, many of whom have visited or have family in the United States, searched for details.
I've been many times in World Trade Center, and I can imagine what is it. And it's terrible. It's incredible.
This morning, the American embassy in Moscow is under heavier guard than usual, and the flag is flying at half-mast. The Russian government says it has a plane load of emergency rescue specialists waiting to take off from Moscow's airport if the American government should ask for assistance. Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, Moscow.
Уважаемый господин мэр, уважаемые дамы и господа.
Distinguished Mr. Mayor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen.
Прежде всего хочу вас поблагодарить за оказанную мне и моим друзьям и моим коллегам честь быть сегодня здесь, на этом месте. Хочу вас поблагодарить за то, что сегодня пришли сюда.
First and foremost, I'd like to express my gratitude to you for making it possible for me, my friends, my colleagues to come here today, which is an honor.
Хочу поблагодарить за это прекрасное место, которое предоставлено властями города для памятника.
And I'd like to thank you for giving this beautiful place by the authorities of this city to erect the monument.
Все, кто будет входить в город, будут видеть его.
Everybody who will enter the city will be able to see it.
Сегодня мы присутствуем на закладке основания памятника, посвященного жертвам террористического акта 11 сентября 2001 года.
Today, we are present at the foundation ground store opening ceremony to the victims of the terrorist attack of 9/11.
Тогда, 4 года назад, преступники думали, что они ввергнут в хаос Америку и все цивилизованное человечество.
Those days, 4 years ago, the perpetrators believed they will greet America and indeed the entire world in chaos.
Они ошиблись.
But they misstepped.
Напротив, человечество сплотилось, мы создали активно функционирующую международную антитеррористическую коалицию.
On the contrary, the human race consolidated. We set up a very vigorous worldwide anti-terrorist coalition.
Полностью согласен с господином мэром. Так же, как мы победили нацизм, мы победим вместе с вами и терроризм.
I fully concur with the mayor. Similarly to how we defeated Nazis together, we will be able to defeat terrorism together.
Вы знаете, что Россия, так же как и Америка, неоднократно была объектом террористических атак.
You are aware of the fact that Russia, like US, on several occasions was subjected to terrorist attacks.
Я должен честно сказать, я не уверен, что мы сделали все для увековечивания памяти жертв этих преступлений.
And I will be honest with you, I don't think we did all it takes and needs to be done to really make the memory of these victims of the terrorist attacks forever remembered.
Сотни граждан моей страны погибли от этого преступления.
Hundreds of citizens of my own country have perished at the hands of terrorists.
Взрывы жилых домов в Москве и других городах России.
Explosions in the residential houses in Moscow and in other cities of Russia.
Атаки против объектов инфраструктуры, транспорта.
Onslaughts on the infrastructures and transport networks.
И, наконец, ужасные преступления в Беслане.
And finally, this horrendous crime in Beslan.
Повторяю, не уверен, что власти России все сделали для увековечивания памяти погибших.
Once again, I'll repeat myself. I am not sure that authorities in Russia have done everything necessary to make this memory of victims known and remembered forever.
Но это задача, которую будут решать и действующие власти, и будущие. Мы обязательно будем это делать.
But this is the task to be taken upon both by the government currently in office and the next governments coming to office.
Но я не мог не поддержать инициативу тех наших граждан и американцев, которые предложили воздвигнуть здесь памятник жертвам теракта 2001 года в Нью-Йорке.
I couldn't but support the initiative proposed by citizens of Russia and Americans to erect this memorial to the victims of the terrorist act of 9/11.
И не только потому, что в России, как может быть ни в какой другой стране, сочувствуют и понимают вас.
And not only because of the fact that in Russia, like nowhere else, people will be able to feel compassion and understanding with you.
Но и потому, что этот памятник всегда будет свидетельствовать о нашем единстве в борьбе с общими угрозами.
But also because of the fact that this monument will always give vivid embodiment to our unity in combating this crime.
Конечно, это будет грандиозный памятник.
And certainly, this is going to be a splendid memorial.
Но мы никогда не должны забывать, что за всей грандиозностью, монументальностью подобных сооружений всегда стоят конкретные люди.
But we should never forget that behind such splendor and grandeur of such monuments, there are real people who stand behind it.
И они всегда будут не только в камне, не только в монументах, но и в наших сердцах.
And they will ever be living not only in stone, but also in our hearts.
Спасибо вам.
Thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you, Senator Mendez. Thank you for your service. Senator Lautenberg. Secretary Chertoff, thank you for coming home to New Jersey for this important day and for your service in a difficult and often thankless job. Mayor Doria, thank you for offering up your city as a home for this wonderful monument. Bill Thompson, I thank you for your service, and I thank in particular Secretary Bauer and Julie Collins, who will talk, for representing the families here, for after all, it is they whom we honor most and who paid the highest price for the the awful events 5 years ago. I thank His Excellency Sergei Mironov for representing his president and the Russian people here. President Putin and the people of Russia have given the United States and the people of this region a great gift of solidarity in the struggle against terror. And I thank my friend Zurab Tsereteli for one more time capturing the remarkable feelings that go beyond words. If you visit Moscow, you will see Tsereteli's massive monument to the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II, where the Russian people and the millions and millions laid down their lives as a part of our common effort to defeat the Nazis. If you visit my home, you will see the tiniest painting of my mother that he gave me within a week after she died. He's a man of uncommon gifts and great generosity, and he has touched the heart of America with this magnificent monument, and we thank him. Our memories mark this day far more than any words can. As Senator Menendez said, 9/11 gave us a moment of national and global unity, all together too rare in these contentious times. It was a moment when we all knew that our common humanity is far, far more important.
Last night I had the strangest dream I ever dreamed before. I dreamed the world